Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
That's my line.
Anyways,
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cam
it's your girl Danielle Nicolle.
and Danielle Nicolle today. Like, you know, this girl got another new Instagram. Like, she don't know what she want to do. It's a new Instagram every other day. But yes. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of He Say, She Say. And it's kind of interesting. The show is going to kind of take a little bit of a turn because we initially, we initially started this show because we, have a lot of banter. We always go back and forth on a lot of things, which we still do, but it's just like it's not coming as natural. And what we're finding is that we agree a lot more subjects than we initially thought, but we still have different perspectives. So it's still a he say, she say, because I still will say something that agrees with her, but I'll have like a different perspective. So it still has the same rules. Comment down below if you believe with me, Team He, and comment down below if you believe or agree with
Team She.
And her terrible singing voice.
Haters. Anyways, let's get on to this week.
Yes, let's get on to this week. First, I got to thank you guys. We're getting a lot of good responses back from everybody, especially those listening on the podcast. I appreciate you very much.
Shout out to the podcast.
Yeah, boy, and all the people here on YouTube and Facebook. Love the comments that we're getting from you guys. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. We just love what we're doing and creating content as we do. So, this week, we're going to be talking about double standards between men and women, and a recent topic that has been happening here in South Florida, which is teachers having sexual activities with students. Yeah. So, okay, let's go ahead and put this out there. For a guy, for me, and a lot of other males, it's kind of like a fantasy, like, getting it on with your teacher, especially a hot teacher, when you're a student and you're a boy and you're growing up and you're going through puberty, like that's kind of like a thing. So like whenever us guys, when we see it, I've seen some Facebook comments below on some past stuff that making a joke out of it is just like, you know what I mean? Like that's a kid's fantasy. So like there's always jokes about like, hey, why can that kid keep his mouth shut? Like, this is boys' fantasies. And it's kind of wrong, but it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a boys' fantasy. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you said, like, he's about to... But it's a double standard because then when it's a guy and it's a girl student, then it's more like everybody looks at that male like a pervert. When it's kind of like the same situation, but it's just like another double standard.
Yeah, it's definitely double standard. I think it doesn't matter whether it's a guy teacher and a girl teacher or a girl teacher and a guy teacher. If they're really getting like, what are you making that face for?
I'm just looking at you.
Oh, if they really getting like raped or whatever, or doing sexual stuff against their will, then that's a problem. But most of the time, these students are willingly having sex with these teachers. And just because it's a female doesn't mean like a male is putting some psyche, on a girl or whatever to have sex with them. Like, girls like older guys. It just is what it is. So I don't think that, it is a double standard. Like, you look at it differently, but I think that if most likely the girl is willingly having sex with these guy teachers, so it shouldn't matter. It should be okay.
Let me ask you a question. Did you ever fantasize about having sex with one of your teachers? Would you have sex with her?
If I had a hot 25-year-old teacher, yes, I would. Because I was like 16 dating, 20-year-olds. Like, I was just a very mature type of person.
Them girls. I don't date high school boys.
I didn't date high school boys.
There's always that one college guy that's hanging around at the high school parties.
I didn't date him neither. I actually dated people at the college. So.
See, we went to two different high schools in two different states, and even in California, they have those college guys are still hanging around high school parties. It's so crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. At the same time, there's a lot of people that believe that these students may be getting not
coerced.
Yes, coerced.
What they're not.
Like mind fuck basically, and to with these teachers. Like there's a great example. There's a YouTube show. I forgot what it's called. It's like a YouTube show of cheaters where this guy goes and helps these women or men see if their counterpart would cheat on them. So they hire a model or an actress or actor, and they try to get them to initiate some type of conversation that will lead to them cheating. And then there's this one episode where this young 16-year-old. There's a young 16-year-old, and she's trying to see if her boyfriend would cheat on her because he's getting ready to go off to college. And so they put this teacher into play that's an actress, and she goes to him, and she's talking about teaching, and then she talks about tutoring, and then you can tell if the student's like kind of confused on what's going on. And then she starts actually making a move on him, and you can see him getting uncomfortable, but he likes it. You know what I mean? So it's like some people believe that with a young mind you can obviously bend into his will, but like I said, as a kid, like as you heard from male and female, it's like that's like a fantasy. You know what I mean? So,
if you remember, like when we were kids, like I don't know, elementary school or middle school, there was like that famous case of that female teacher, and she actually went to jail, but she got out of jail, and her and the high school boy got married, and they ended up having kids together. So I don't know if they're still together now, but that just tells you right there, like she went to jail because she coerced him or raped him, but he ended up marrying her, and they ended up like having a family. So I don't think that these young kids are getting like mind fucked in any way. I think they're just making a choice. You at 16, you know what kind of person you are, you know what kind of mind you have at that point. Now, maybe if you were in elementary school or middle school, it might be different. But high school, I think you know what you're doing, right? You know at this point you want to date an older person, or you like the idea of it, and so that's why you did it. Yeah. Now, there are people out there getting raped, so I don't want to lightly just brush over that. We're not talking about those cases,
Yeah, I think middle school is a little too young. Even though middle school, you kind of like, as a guy, you're like, you kind of getting to know your man parts there, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But elementary, for sure, that's a little too young.
Elementary school, you having sex with any teacher, that's...
First of all, you shouldn't be having sex at that age anyway. That's like 11 years old.
Yeah. Some people just out there, but I don't know. That's just a little, that's some rape stuff right there. Yeah. Me as a teacher, if I'm 20, let's say you're 20 years old as a teacher, you having sex with an 11-year-old, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's still a kid. But at the same time, if you're 20 and the student is 16, it's not too far off to where you were as a senior and they were, a freshman. Mm-hmm. So I get it. But, that's just another one of those double standards that I can see on the internet where guys look at it. If it's a boy student and a female teacher, it's a lot less scrutiny than it's a male teacher and a female student. Then it's just like a whole nother book of worms. There's just a lot of double standards. Look at R. Kelly was marrying Aaliyah at 15 years old. You know what I mean?
R. Kelly's just like, he's actual rapist though.
Yeah, there's some freaky stories with that.
Like he has sex slaves and shit.
Yeah.
So.
Sex slaves. Sex
slaves. All right, so we talked about that topic. Now let's talk about what do you think about what was I gonna say? What are you thinking about like girls, their numbers, and guys and their numbers? Is a girl a hoe because she has high numbers, like double digits, versus a guy having double digits?
They're both hoes at that. A guy can be a hoe too.
But it's not seen that way.
Yeah, it is in my eyes. It is in my eyes. If the guy's getting down like that and increasing numbers, he's a hoe. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think, I don't know when the number is a little too much per se, but there is a double standard that a woman can't have sex. Like a woman can't just be having sex partners without being called a hoe. But a guy, him having multiple female partners, he's seen like, yeah, man, you the man. Like the dude, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like Future and these guys having 5-6 baby mamas, like no one's holding them down. Let a female have 5 or 6 baby daddies, and you know what I mean? That's a whole different story. So that's a huge double standard.
Yeah, it's definitely double standard.
It's huge. But I'm not going to judge a woman that has 10 plus, 10 plus sexual partners in their lifetime. Now, if they have 10 sexual partners in a year, like that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like male or female, if you're having sex with multiple people at the same time, that's when you're a hoe to me.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like you can't be like I'm having sex with Cameron and then I leave and then I go have sex with someone else. Like that's on some stuff
That's
right
on
there.
some Nova stuff.
Oh yeah.
She be getting it in.
Yeah, Nova darling.
She be getting it in. Yeah. Double standards is a legit thing. Like, here's another double standard. So, say I'm walking with our daughter, right? I'm walking with our daughter. A female sees my daughter, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're so cute." Or my son, "Oh my God, you're so cute. I just want to love you." You know what I mean? Like all those like suggestive comments. You know what I mean? It's like, "Oh, that's cute" when a female does it. Let me or a male go to a little girl and be like, "Oh my God, you're so cute. I just want to kiss you." You know what I mean? Like, that's a red flag. Oh, what you talking
Yeah, I'd
about?
be like, skirt.
You know what I mean? Like,
Get
pedophile.
away.
Yeah, and that's a double standard. Like, that's another double standard. So, I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I'm not letting no dude come up to son or daughter talking about you cute, I want to kiss you, da da da. Like, no. Giving her stuff or him stuff. Like, there's just too much stuff out there, like, of guys doing stuff. Mm-hmm. That it's, I mean, oh my God. It's so disgusting.
Yeah, you can't trust anyone.
You can't even trust your family members. Like, don't be dropping your kids off at the uncle house or cousin's house. Like, rape happens mostly in the family, so that's just it's sad.
Yeah, majority of the time, it does, and that's why I always, especially us having a beautiful little girl, like that's one of my main concerns. So I'm always constantly, talking to her, making sure she's okay, and just seeing if there's anything out of the ordinary. Because especially now she's getting around the age, she's at the age 10. That's a very vulnerable age, and they're already secretive as it is. So there won't be nothing for her to hold back anything and hold that secret in. But as we know, like, holding that secret is not good, and that person needs to feel the wrath of her father, because I'll end up, you know what I'm saying, putting somebody in dirt.
Yeah, but there's girls that rape too. So
there is.
Like Charlemagne's story, he didn't even know he was raped by his aunt or whoever.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that's exactly.
That's definitely a double standard.
And that's why you have to talk. You have to talk to them just to see if there's anything out of the ordinary, because you never know. And like I said, they're so young, they don't know what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah, especially when it comes to sex, right? Because just think of your first, like, when you found out your parts and all that, you're like, oh shit, that feels good. You know what I mean? So if someone's like, mind fucking you to have sex with them, it's you don't know the difference. You're just like, oh my God, this is amazing. And now you're being raped by your cousin, like, so.
You never know. You never know. So double standards is all out there. Some I don't agree with some of them, but you know what I mean, like the whole kid in the stroller scenario, like, it's just just how society has lessened that. It's just double standards will always exist. And I mean, I don't know if there's anything we can do about them. Some of them I don't disagree with. Some of them, I have to disagree with them, because it's just not right. Like the whole sex partner thing, I don't agree with. Now, if it's in a short period of time, you're a hoe. Same for a guy, but it shouldn't be one or the other. Girls should be able to have fun too. They just want to have fun. So, I don't, what, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I can't think of any more double standards. So,
I mean, it is what it is. You let me know. Let us know some of the double standards that we didn't put out.
Yeah, this today is just off of the dome.
Yeah, off of the dome.
So.
And let us know some other topics, because we're trying to stay on point. We're trying to stay away from the political game.
Celebrities, we don't really want to talk about them.
Yeah, we don't want to become the Breakfast Club.
So,
but we want to stick on some general topics. But comment down below some of the double standards that you ran across. Some of them that you agree with, some of you don't agree with. Comment down below if you agree with Team He.
Team She.
Well, I mean, if Team She doesn't have boobs, this is 2018.
Oh. Well, yeah. Team She, y'all.
So, I appreciate y'all listening in. Appreciate you watching. This is your boy Cam.
It's your girl Danielle Nicolle.
And we out.
Peace.
Bam.